What are the most common obstacles to the pursuit of inner peace? In one of the Guru Maharaj's books about devotion, he quotes Kabir Sahib. He was one of the legends in the Sant Mat. Guru Maharaj's process also is part of Sant Mat, where Guru has a very special place. So he quotes Kabir Sahib that there are 12 obstacles towards your pursuit of peace. So, number one is ill health. If you're not well, you can't sit and meditate. You cannot pursue your path. And sleeplessness could be part of that. And that's a catch 22. If you meditate, you would have better sleep, but sleeplessness, not being well, that comes in the way. And that is one of the reasons why Ashtanga Yoga has asanas and pranayams as integral part of the path towards yoga, which is the union of the body, mind, and soul. So, keeping yourself healthy is essential to any worldly or spiritual pursuit. So, that's number one. Number two is course satyan, which is basically let me finish this task first, then I'll pursue the other thing. And for some reason, oh, I have my studies, let me get through this exam, let me get through my kids' wedding and things like that. So there are like various reasons that we figure out throughout our lives, and the pursuit of peace is pushed further away. So kicking the can down further. So that's another obstacle. And Guru Maharaj's view was like any investment, the sooner you start, the better. It's not something that you retire and then pursue, because his view was that this is not for the faint hearted. It's something that you need to pursue with strength and with clear objective. So consistent practice is required. So sooner you start that, the higher the chances that you will reach the goal of inner peace. The third is pramad, which is you don't create a timetable. You forget about that you were supposed to practice, or forgetting about something is an obstacle, right? So if you often don't practice because you just forgot about it, and then maybe you didn't forget about it, but you are still lethargic, right? So lethargy could get in the way as well. So people start with a good intent and they like it, and it's even producing some good results, but lethargy comes in. Even if you are aware that you have to do, you're not lethargic, but then your priority is not set to that level. And typically, what happens is that if your priorities are not clear, if there are some people at home or with you when you were supposed to practice, you would continue that process and forget about the practice. So it is very important that you remember there is no lethargy, and you also keep the priorities straight. So, talking about obstacles that continue to come in the practice, so another big one is doubt. Doubts can really appear at any stage in the practice, and these doubts can really throw the practice off, because until unless you have belief and faith that what you're following is the right path, so it is better to test and make sure that before you start the practice, that this is the right one for you. What's also very similar to doubt is getting confused with similar or multiple types of practices which cause confusion. So when you read a lot, you find lots of different things. So it's fine to test it out, to figure out what's the right thing, and then start your pursuit. But people who keep on researching, which is a good thing, but then every now and then they keep changing their practice. So you pursue something and then you change it, then you pursue it for some time and then you change it again. Or some of this will dilute the practice because either it's not done consistently or other doubts come in because of things that you are either reading or discussing or researching. So all that is good, but to have a consistent practice, you need to make sure that the path you have chosen is right, and you can change things as needed, but if you do it too often, that will be an obstacle. What happens is that the practice requires you to do X, Y, and Z, but what you're trying is something else. And it would sound as though, why would you do that? But even after I have had several occasions when I describe, okay, meditate like this. And when you are practicing a specific meditation, there are instructions. But then people say, oh, because I couldn't concentrate this way, I started doing something else. So when you do the fill in the blanks, or because of your comfort zone, you make some changes which are not necessarily the right to do. So that's another very, very common obstacle. Something related to that is, especially Guru Maharaj's meditation require you to be still during the meditation. And if you keep shaking your body or moving the body, that would also be an obstacle. And another obstacle that is being talked about is when you are in a state of shock, or when you're very, very sad because of an incident or some situation, that also would not help you meditating. So that will become an obstacle as well. And finally, the key obstacle is that something that you were trying to achieve and you are unable to achieve, that can also cause distraction in your practice. And that could become another obstacle. So that is something else that you need to be